Hey guys, Omni here. So Pitch Meetings dropped a pitch meeting for The Tomorrow War, which if you haven't seen, I did put up a review on the channel of this movie. It is Chris Pratt's latest film over on Amazon Prime. Apparently it was originally supposed to be a theatrical release, but ended up getting the rights of it bought by Amazon. And yeah, I checked it out over the weekend. Got a watch along up on the Patreon. It was an interesting movie. It was definitely a lot of fun to watch and kind of pick fun at. The story, the sci-fi logic, of course, with the time travel and stuff, always leads up to some wonky stuff. Some of the dialogue was kind of interesting here and there. I had a lot of fun watching the movie. It was a blast. I thought it was entertaining from beginning to end. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of things you could pick apart if you want to take it too seriously. There's definitely a lot of things that are definitely easy targets. So I'm curious to see what Ryan George comes up with for this one. So let's go ahead and pop it up and check it out.
So, you have a movie for me? Yes, sir, I do. So the movie's gonna start with a bunch of people dropping into a rooftop pool in Miami. Oh, that's fun. From the sky out of a portal. Oh my god, what? Stay tuned to later in the movie. Oh, you're doing that thing where you start the movie with a little clip from an action scene that's gonna happen later, just out of context? Yeah, you want to start with some action right away, you know, so people get hooked. That's a good point. So we're gonna meet this ex-military guy, Dan, right? And he loves science, and so does his little daughter, Murray. Okay. And so they're watching this soccer game, and on the field, these people come out of a portal, and they're like, there are aliens in the future, and they're killing everybody. Oh, this also happens right at the beginning of the movie. Yeah, we're like 6 minutes in at this point, right at the start here. Wow. Yeah, you want to start with some action right away, you know, so people get hooked, so then maybe we don't have to spoil that cool sky drop visual from later. Well, we're gonna. Okay. So we find out that in the future, aliens have killed like
I feel like nobody would
There's
believe
this
them
war
either.
going on, and there are like 500,000 humans left. Oh, so these people come back to the past to stop the war from ever happening? No, they came back because they need to draft more people to go fight in the future. Wouldn't it be better to use the time to prepare for the war instead of jumping into a fight that already seems to be lost? Right. Right. Well, then maybe it's a different timeline or something. So one of the people from the current timeline want to prepare themselves for their eventual future instead of jumping over to this timeline's fight where it already seems to be lost? Listen, sir, you can't be asking questions like that or there's not going to be a movie, so I'm going to need you to get all the way off my back. It's just that any way you look at it, it seems like a weird strategy, but let me get off of that thing. I'd like the movie to happen for sure. Me too. So do they draft like military people? Yeah, some, but also just like normal people, you know? So these aliens killed almost everybody in the future, and the plan is to send some more people and kind of see what happens. That's what we're going with, sir. So the world bands together for this mandatory draft that somehow only seems to involve Americans. Well, we are the ones making the movie, so it's only fair. It's only fair. So this guy Dan ends up getting drafted, right? Right, okay. Pretty rigorous training, I imagine. Barely any. This one lady's gonna get sent to the future, and she's like still in her office clothes from work, but they show them the monsters and tell them what to expect and whatnot. Not really, no, because they say if they show people the monsters, then people aren't going to want to go fight in the war. They're too scary. But the draft is mandatory. It is, yeah. Nobody has a choice in the matter. Okay. And also, they're only sending people from the present that are already dead in the future, so it doesn't create like a paradox. Didn't you say that almost everybody's dead in the future? Yeah, so I don't know why I'm mentioning that. Huh. So anyway, Dan and a bunch of people head into the future, but because of a coordinate malfunction, they drop into the middle of the sky instead of close to the ground. Oh, so that's why they fall from hundreds of feet into a swimming pool. Wouldn't that also be deadly, though? You'd think so, because of how things work. But no, anyone who falls into the pool is perfectly fine. Oh, well, great. So Dan and the other survivors find out they need to go to a research lab in another building. How come? Well, there's some science stuff in there that's a part of their last hope of creating a toxin that'll kill the aliens and save the world. Gotcha. But this military lady tells them they don't have a lot of time because Miami's overrun with aliens, so it's about to be bombed in a couple of minutes. If the research lab is critical to their last chance at saving the planet, shouldn't that be the priority instead of bombing the city? You'd think so, but no, instead they're going to prioritize bombing a city that already doesn't have humans in it, so there's no immediate threat. Oh, okay. So they're going to encounter some of these aliens, and they're very scary. They call them white spikes. Oh, they're being attacked by hard seltzers? That's White Claw. Oh, what? Let's see. So then what happens? Oh, well, Dan gets like 10
I
people
really
killed while
love
trying
the
to save
alien
one guy,
designs.
and then shows no remorse for it. Oh, interesting. So then we're going to use the massive explosion as a transition, and Dan's going to wake up in the Dominican Republic. So passing out and waking up in the Dominican Republic is tight. It sure is, sir. So then he meets up with the military lady, who as it turns out is his daughter, but older. Oh. Yeah, so she explains that there are like female queen aliens that are much stronger and the males will do anything to protect them. So what are they gonna do? Well, they go to work at this other research facility on the ocean because they have a toxin that kills male aliens but not females, so they have to work on that. Oh, they should still use that in the meanwhile, probably. Yeah, but they're not gonna. Oh, okay. So then using this alien queen that they captured, Dan and his daughter start trying to develop a female toxin using science and family. Nice. And then they finally finish the toxin, but then all these male aliens show up because they want their queen
Family.
back. Oh, so they kill the queen? Well, no, because they're like, we only have one vial of toxin. We can't waste it on her, you know? But if they explode her, she would die, right? And that would stop the male aliens from charging towards them? Yeah, but they're gonna try to run away instead of taking care of the thing that's causing the situation they're currently in. Oh, okay, interesting strategy. So then as they're running away, Murray's gonna get hit by an alien spike. Oh no. And then she's gonna reveal that she brought Dan to the future so he can bring the vial back to the past, and he's the only one who can do it. Wouldn't he kind of be the worst person for the job since the plan involves abandoning his daughter? Like, wouldn't someone without emotional attachment be a better choice? Yeah, maybe. But I guess she must really trust him, huh? Actually, no, because in the past he ends up abandoning her, so she doesn't really trust this guy. Okay. And then she's gonna be falling off this platform towards a bunch of aliens while also bleeding out, so he's
Jesus
gonna
Christ,
dive
I still
after
love
her.
this
He's got
shot.
the vial. He's the last hope for humanity. He is, but you know, that's his daughter. But what's the plan with the dive? Like, even if he catches up to her, they're still falling towards aliens and she's still bleeding out. I don't know, but it's gonna look cool when he gets zapped back to the past. Oh, okay, gotcha. So then
Zapped back
in the
to
past,
reality.
The time travel link is closed and they have this toxin, but they don't really know what to do with it. What do you mean? Can't they just bring it to where the aliens first land? Well, that's the thing. They never actually found a spaceship. All they know is that the aliens showed up in Russia one day. Oh, so what do they do? Well, Dan's wife is like, what if they didn't land at that time? What if they were already here? And Dan's like, oh yeah, I think you cracked it. Literally the whole planet was on the case and not one of the billions of people thought of that before? That's what we're going with. The protagonist's wife thought of it. Wow, what are the odds? So then Dan gets this alien claw from one of the guys he was on the mission with, and they use science and friendship to find out where exactly in Russia it originated from. Had the future people not brought back any alien parts to examine
Science
before?
and
How did they
friendship.
not know this earlier? I don't know, but they find out the spaceship is frozen in Russia. Oh, fair enough. So Dan goes to this military guy and he's like, listen, I have a toxin and I know where the aliens originate from. We need to go there now. Okay. And the military guy's like, no. So Dan's like, okay, we're gonna do it ourselves. Feels like there might be some other people they could talk to before doing that. Nope. And then Dan goes to see his estranged father who has a plane and he gets them all to Russia. Very cool. And then they find the alien spaceship buried in some ice. Oh, so now that they have the proof, they can go get the military and the government involved. Yeah, but they're not gonna. What? Well, they're like, governments are just gonna talk about it for a long time and the United Nations is stupid. What do you... And Dan's like, yeah, I don't have that kind of time. We need to deal with this ourselves now. He does, though. He has decades, it sounds like. Yeah. And if they fail, they'll die with the knowledge of where the spaceship is and humanity is doomed, or they'll unleash the aliens early and humanity is doomed. Oh, yeah, okay, you're right. So then they take pictures and they bring those back and governments start talking about it. There's a lot of talking, a lot of paperwork and policy making. It takes a while. Well, that sounds kind of boring. Yeah, so they go in with guns and explosives and stabby toxins. Oh, okay, yeah, that does sound a lot more fun. So I guess they jab the queen with the toxin first, huh? They don't, no. They jab some normal white spikes, and that wakes all the aliens up. Wow, gonna be tough for a small team to fight a ship full of aliens. Actually, it's gonna be super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Oh, really? Yeah, they just blow the ship up with C4, so that does the trick, you know, the aliens die. Wait, so what was the point of the toxin if they could just kill them with explosives? Unclear. They spent the whole movie working on that. They did, yeah. So then Dan and his father have to fight this one queen alien that escaped. How do they do that? Hand-to-hand combat. Pow, pow, punch, punch, slice with a claw. Sure, that may as well happen. So then Dan kicks the alien off a cliff and everything is great forever. So what do you think? Well, it sounds like a lot of fun. I can't wait to start advertising it. Give it a big push, get inside people's homes, like on their TVs and phones and stuff. Yeah, of course. But also have somebody literally ring the doorbell and give them an ad for the movie in their hands. What are you talking about?
Amazon puts ad on upcoming Prime movie on packages.
That's me. Thanks for watching the video. And if
I feel offended now knowing that, because I've had plenty of packages from Amazon over the last few weeks, even months, and I have not had one package have an ad on it for this movie. And here I am. still having watched it. The fuck, Amazon? What's the deal with that? Huh? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah. The movie's logic is nonsensical at times. Some of the dialogue is downright cheese, and I don't care because I had a blast watching it. And it's like, yeah, if you did any of these smart things, the movie wouldn't happen. Does that make it a good movie or a well-written movie? No. But I had a damn good time watching it. It was good action. It was good set pieces, a good alien design, interesting sci-fi concept, even if you could poke holes through it the entire time. The movie even kind of tells you not to think about it a few times, but like I had a lot of fun watching it. Some of the performances were all right. I think the woman that played the daughter, what was it, Yvonne Strahovski, did a fantastic job in the movie. I think she was one of the best performers in there next to J.K. Simmons, and of course Betty Gilpin. I feel like Chris Pratt was kind of on cruise control through the movie. It could also have just been the director and the dialogue, because the director and the writer on this movie, they don't have a lot of theatrical like credits to their names prior to this film. But it was a lot of fun. So if you got two and a half hours to kill, and you have Amazon Prime, I'd say check it out. It was a fun movie. Don't think about it too hard, because they definitely didn't when they were writing it. They did think about it to like an extent, because they do. As I was watching it, and I was like kind of like commentating throughout, like obviously because I recorded it for the Patreon or whatever. But like I was just like, well, wouldn't this be a problem? And then they addressed it later, and then I was like, well, wouldn't that also be a problem? Then they addressed that later, and then they stopped doing that after a while, and then you're just like, well, you just kind of made this irrelevant. And then they stopped. They were like, woo, don't think about it after a point. But still, it never stopped being entertaining. There's some really great visuals in here. Sometimes it felt like a straight late 90s, early 2000s movie at times, just with a much higher budget and better quality CGI. The alien design, like I said, I think they're really interesting and well thought out. I really, really enjoyed the aliens and how they functioned. There's a lot of actual Alien, like the movie Alien inspiration in this as well as a lot of different sci-fi films. You could see where they kind of pulled a lot of different things from. There's even like one scene in particular that was like, that's Predator. But yeah, I like the creature design for it. I like the action. It was dumb. I had fun though. So if you saw it, let me know what you thought. Check out my review, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. But before we go, huge shout out to our Patreon legends, Mandy Sherritt, Ryan Karen, Jason Coleman. Guys, we got a Discord open. I hope to see you there if you want to. Links to that and all my socials are in the description of this video. But that's it. I will catch you guys in the next one. Take care, everybody.